Kitigan Zibi Anishinabeg has launched a major land claim that could reshape the future of Western Quebec. The First Nation has taken the Quebec and Canadian governments to court, demanding recognition of title over a vast region that includes Gatineau Park, the Basketong Reservoir, the Papineau-La Belle Wildlife Reserve, and several islands along the Ottawa River. The case also includes a $5 billion lawsuit for violations of Indigenous rights. Chief Jean-Guy Whiteduck says the claim is driven by responsibility to future generations. He says the community wants to protect the land, safeguard its resources, and ensure that development is handled fairly and sustainably, both for the First Nation and for everyone living in the region. Filed in Quebec's Superior Court on October 24th, the claim names the federal and provincial governments, Hydro-Quebec, and the National Capital Commission as defendants. Lawyer Julian Riddell, representing Kitigan Zibi, says the financial demand reflects the scale of the land and the seriousness of the damages that have occurred. The First Nation states that it never surrendered these lands and that governments have acted in violation of historic agreements. The case is rooted in the Treaty of Swagachi from 1760 and the Royal Proclamation of 1763, both of which promised protection of Algonquin Anishinaabe lands and way of life. Court filings argue that the transfer of Gatineau Park to the National Capital Commission broke those commitments. They also claim Quebec violated these agreements when it authorized the construction of the Mercier Hydroelectric Dam and the creation of the Basketong Reservoir, which flooded large areas historically used and occupied by the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. Riddell says this case could set an important legal precedent, potentially becoming the first successful Indigenous title ruling in Quebec. He notes that while similar arguments have appeared in other cases across Canada, these specific issues have never been tested in court. The timing of the filing follows a major Indigenous victory in British Columbia. In August, the Coetsun Nation won a landmark case affirming rights to more than 300 hectares of land in Richmond. That decision inspired Kitigan Zibi to move forward with its own long-standing struggle for recognition. Kitigan Zibi has previously filed a separate land claim in Ontario, involving Parliament Hill, Le Breton Flats, and several Ottawa River islands. Government agencies and Hydro-Quebec did not comment before publication, stating the case has not yet reached court. Chief Whiteduck says the hope is to reach an agreement that respects the First Nations' relationship with its ancestral territory while allowing for a fair approach to resource sharing and development. He says the goal is to secure the well-being of Kitigan Zibi people and to reclaim their rightful place on their homeland.